Tulsi Devi Jaya, Tulsi Devi Jaya, Tulsi Maharani 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 Jaya, Rinde. Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari यामुनातिरवनचारी Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Golokanand Radha Golokanand Radhe Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So we are studying from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 65, entitled Lord Balaram Visits Vrindavan, Text 3. Chiram Naha Pahi Dasharha Sanujo Jagadishwaraha Iti Aropyankam Alingya Netrai Sishichatuh Jalai Chiram na pahi dasharha Sanujo Jagadishwaraha Ityaropyankamalingya नेत्रै शिशिचतुर्जलैः नेत्रै शिशिचतुर्जलैः चिरं नः पाहि दाशार्ह सानुजो जगदीश्वरः इत्यारोप्याङ्कमालिङ्ग्य नेत्रै शिशिचतुर्जलैः. Please kindly chant. Vaishnavis, please. सानुजो जगदीश्वरः इत्यारोप्याङ्कमालिङ्ग्य नेत्रै शिशिचतुर्जलैः चिरं. For a long time, Naha, us, Pahi, please protect, Dasharha, O descendant of Dasharha, Sa, together with Anujaha, your younger brother, Jagat, of the universe, Ishvaraha, the Lord, Iti, thus saying, Aropya, raising, Ankam, onto their laps, Alingya, embracing, Netrai, from their eyes, Sishi Chatuh, they moistened, Jalai, with the water. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Nanda and Yashoda prayed, O descendant of Dasharha, O Lord of the universe, may you and your younger brother Krishna ever protect us. Saying this, they raised Sri Balaram onto their laps, embraced him and moistened him with tears from their eyes. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami comments on this verse as follows. Nanda and Yashoda prayed to Sri Balaram, may you along with your younger brother protect us. Thus they expressed their respect for the fact that he is the elder brother, and they also showed how much they considered him their own son. Before I begin, I seek the blessings of His Holiness Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj and all the senior Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis here. By your blessings, may the right words come at the right time, in the right mood of glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam, purifying the heart and pulling our consciousness closer and closer to their eternal, transcendental, loving devotional service. This chapter, the 65th chapter, is quite a heart-touching section of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Jiva Goswami comments that Shukadev Goswami narrates this chapter because he sees that Maharaj Parikshit is in great anxiety. Maharaj Parikshit is listening to the Leelas of Dwaraka, but his heart is burning with anxiety. Dear Shukadev Goswami, you're speaking about Mathura and you're speaking about Dwaraka, but what about the Brajbasis? They have been burning in the forest fire of separation from Krishna and Balaram. What about them? Knowing this heart's desire of Maharaj Parikshit, Shukadev Goswami starts speaking this chapter. He takes a break from his narration of the Dwaraka Leelas and starts describing Krishna's Braja Leela, especially Balaram's return back to Vrindavan. Sri Vrindavan Dham, as described by Srila Rupa Goswami in his book called Mathura Mahatmya, described by Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati in his unparalleled Vrindavan Mahimamrit, described by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami in his Brajavilas Tava, described by Srila Jiva Goswami in his Gopal Champu, described by Kavi Karnapur in his Anand Vrindavan Champu, described by all the wonderful acharyas in our line. Sri Vrindavan Dham is unparalleled. Why? Because of its unparalleled love for Krishna. Krishna can't get this extent of love in Vaikuntha, in Ayodhya, in Mathura, in Dwaraka, or any other tract of land. Vrindavan is not simply a geographical piece. Vrindavan is the state of consciousness where everyone selflessly loves Krishna. I love the quotation inside this room. Just when we entered this room, I saw a beautiful, wonderful, I believe it's a letter, but I also found that in a purport of Srila Prabhupada, where Srila Prabhupada talks about Vrindavan or Vaikuntha consciousness, where we mutually appreciate each other's service and bring out the best in each other. That is Vaikuntha consciousness, Srila Prabhupada explains. It's a nice written piece inside this room. Rupa Goswami Pad in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, he explains out of the 64 qualities that Krishna has, and the top 4 which separate him from Vishnu, one is Prema Madhuri. And Prema Madhuri is the opulence that the Lord has, that He has associates in Vrindavan like He never has in any other place. They pamper Him, they love Him, and they selflessly with all their hearts serve Him in union and in separation. How beautiful was it when Krishna appeared in Vrindavan? The gopis in the start of the Gopi Geet, they say, Jayatite adhikam janmana braja. Adhikam means more than usual. Krishna, Vrindavan was always glorious. But by your birth, which very clearly means he took birth from Nanda and Yashoda, and from Mother Yashoda's womb, considering Nanda and Yashoda to be his parents. The gopis say, Krishna, by your birth in Vrindavan, Vrindavan has become more glorious than before, more glorious than Mathura, because in Mathura you just made your appearance, but in Vrindavan you took birth, physical birth. The umbilical cord was cut in Gokul Mahavan. He did appear from the womb of Yashoda. More glorious than before, more glorious than Mathura, more glorious than Dwaraka, more glorious than Vaikuntha. In Vaikuntha there are no childhood pastimes, but in Vrindavan such sweet, loving childhood pastimes. It is described when Krishna appeared, Kavi Karnapur describes Krishna looked like a blossoming blue lotus flower. In Sanskrit, it is called as Indivaram. Indivaram, it's quite interesting. Rupa Goswami is so poetic, and he's such a brilliant devotional poet that when he has to express something, he uses specific words for what he expresses. For example, he doesn't just say lotus. He will use the word Padma. And Padma means big lotus. Pink lotus, big lotus. So when he has to describe the eyes of Krishna, he will use Padma. They are like the big blossoming lotus flowers. But at the same time, when he has to use words for the feet of Radharani, the sole of Radha's feet or the palms of Radha's hands, the inner palms, he will use words like Ambuja. Ambuja means pink lotus, but small pink lotus, not big pink lotuses. So the eyes are bright, they are opened, but the palms and the sole of the feet are soft, tender, and smaller. At the same time, when he has to describe Krishna's face, he uses the word Indivara, which means night blooming lotus flower, blue lotus flower. At the same time, when he has to describe Radha's face, he will say Swarna Kamala, which means golden lotus. It's really amazing. When he has to use a context for white lotus flowers, he will use the word Utpala. It's quite interesting. Or he will use the word Kairava. Or he would use the word Kumudini, which are all white lotus flowers. So Rupa Goswami is so rich in his poetic vocabulary. When we translate, of course, it becomes white lotus, blue lotus, pink lotus. But he's very specific about the color, the shape, and how huge or how small the lotus flowers are, which are used in the metaphorical comparisons. So when Krishna appeared, Kavi Karnapur describes Krishna was like a beautiful night-blooming blue lotus flower, Indivaram. And he was a lotus flower untouched by any bee. When lotus flowers are found in this world and they have nectar in the wall of the lotus, bees attack because they are eager to taste that nectar. But this blue lotus of Bal Gopal, baby Gopal, was so beautiful. No bee of this world could attack. No bee of this world could taste the nectar. This blue lotus was so amazing that it didn't grow in a muddy pool. It was not touched by the breeze of this world, could not be tasted or smelt by anyone. It was an exclusive blue lotus flower blossoming in the nectar pond of Yashoda's heart. How poetic is that? Yashoda Rani's heart is a very rasik nectar lotus flower, nectar lotus pond. And Krishna is a blue lotus blossoming in that pond. It was described when Krishna appeared, Mother Yashoda became so happy. She went personally from door to door preaching about her son. It was described by Srila Jiva Goswami. She would go and say to the neighbor, she would knock the door and she would say, why won't you come to my house and see my beautiful child? And the neighbor would say, I want to come, but I am alone at home. I am scared if I leave my house to come and see your son, there could be a thief. There could be an intruder who can break into my house. And Mother Yashoda would say, a thief in Vrindavan? There are no thieves in Vrindavan except one, my son. He steals the hearts of everyone. So leave your house and come and see the best among thieves, the sweetheart of my life, Bal Gopal, baby Gopal, Yashodanandan. It is described sometimes Mother Yashoda would tell baby Gopal, please open your mouth, O Krishna. Jrimbhasva tata vadanam parilokayami. Oh Krishna, please open your mouth. And Krishna would look at Mother Yashoda and say, why do you want me to open my mouth? And Yashoda would say, I want to count the number of teeth inside your mouth. This is all described by the acharyas. And Krishna would say, no, mother, no, I can't open my mouth. And this is all heart-to-heart communication, because this is at a time when Krishna hasn't learned the art of speaking. So he's a little infant, he's a little baby. So Mother Yashoda says, please open your mouth. And Krishna says, why do you want me to open my mouth? Yashoda says, because I want to count the number of teeth in your mouth. And Krishna would say, no, mother, no. So then Yashoda would say, okay, you don't have to open your mouth. Can you yawn just once for your mother? And Krishna is such a little child, he doesn't realize that yawning actually means opening your mouth. So he says, yeah, that I can do. And he opens his mouth and he yawns, like most of us do in a Bhagavatam class. So he yawns. And Mother Yashoda looks inside his mouth and there are so many teeth. So many teeth. And she feels, just last evening when I checked his mouth, he had no teeth. How is it that he has developed so many teeth? And then when she looked further, she realized those were not white teeth. Those were milk drops that Krishna had just drunk Mother Yashoda's breast milk. So those were milk drops, like white small teeth in Krishna's mouth, which she had mistook as Krishna's teeth. Such sweet pastimes. Then at another point it is described, as Krishna started growing up, he started the art of crawling. And when he started crawling, Janu Bhyam Saha Pani Bhyam, Bhagavatam describes Rama Keshava, Krishna and Balaram started crawling. And when they started crawling, the inner mood of their crawling was, oh Mother Earth, you have been tormented by the weight of the unsaintly kings. The unsaintly kings like Kamsa have been tormenting your back. And Mother Earth, you came in the shape of a cow and prayed to me. So your back may be hurt because of the weight of the kings. So therefore, just like a little child may sometimes massage the back of his or her mother, Krishna and Balaram, like children, are walking on their knees and their palms, massaging the back of Mother Earth, who's been tormented by the weight of these kings. And as they're crawling, it's described by Kavi Karnapur that Krishna has beautiful, wonderful waist bells and beautiful ankle bells and beautiful bracelets and beautiful armlets and necklaces and little earrings. And as Krishna is crawling, all of those bells start to jingle. And as Krishna's taking one step at a time, crawling, as the bells jingle, Krishna stops and he turns back to see who's that person who's making that sound. As a little baby, he fails to realize that actually he's the source of everything, including the sound of those jingling bells. And the acharyas describe as Krishna turns, he's crawling, and as he turns, his neck has 3 lines, just like on a conch shell. When you take a conch shell and you put your fingers in, you see that there are 3 lines in there. Those are like the 3 lines on Krishna's neck as he turns to see, oh, I don't know where's the sound coming from. And Krishna looks like a bluish black conch shell. And Balaram looks like a white conch shell. And both these conch shells, these 2 brothers are crawling and they're turning back to see where the source of that sound is. And then they see nobody and they continue to crawl, and that's when the sound comes again. When they stop, the sound stops. When they crawl, the sound starts. And Yashoda and Rohini are hiding behind pillars and looking and giggling and laughing at these beautiful childhood pastimes of their sons. Sometimes it's described as Krishna and Balaram as children, they're crawling. They would see some Matajis. And in Vrindavan, the Matajis would have their face covered by the cloth. So you can't actually see who's who. So it's like guesswork. I think this is Yashoda. I think this is Rohini. I'm not so sure because I can't see her face. So Krishna and Balaram, as they're crawling, they would hear the sound of the ankle bells of Matajis. And Krishna would take 4 steps, 4 or 5 steps, thinking it is Yashoda. And then he would realize, no, this is not Yashoda. Somehow it doesn't seem like Yashoda Rani. And then he would look at another Mataji and be convinced that this is Yashoda, and now crawl away from the first and go towards the second and take another 5 steps and realize, I don't think this is Yashoda. And then see the other Mataji, the other Gopi, and now start crawling after her. And in this way, Krishna would take quite a long time to realize who his actual mother is. And the easy way for him is, when he can't realize who his mother is, he would start to cry. And Yashoda Rani would come, and then she would pick up her baby Gopal and embrace him to her chest and kiss him and tell him stories and pamper him and take him home. Sometimes it is described, Krishna would have very funny conversations with his mother. One fine day, as Krishna started to speak, he told his mother, "Oh Maya, what is this Mangal Sutra, this very auspicious necklace on your neck?" Mother Yashoda said, "Oh, that's the necklace that is put on the wife at the time of the marriage in loving feelings towards her husband. That's like the necklace that keeps the husband and the wife together in affection. It's called the Mangal Sutra, the necklace of auspiciousness. It reminds the wife of her chastity and loyalty to her husband. So this is the necklace in the name of Nanda Maharaj." Krishna said, "Oh, really? Then when will I get my necklace? When will I get my necklace of my marriage?" Yashoda said, "You're only 2 years old. When you grow up, when the time is right, you'll have a girl in your life, you get married to her, and then she will have a necklace in your name. You don't worry about it." So the next day, Mother Yashoda put a gold chain, a gold necklace for Gopal. And he happily had it. Then during the day, Mother Yashoda picked Gopal and kept him on her lap and said, "Krishna, I have a question." Gopal said, "Yes." Mother Yashoda said, "I see a nice necklace on your chest. In whose name have you worn this necklace? Are you married to someone? And is this in the name of your wife?" And Krishna starts to giggle so loudly. He said, "No, Maya, no. This is not a Mangal Sutra. This is just a gold chain that you offered me. But in the future, I will have a Mangal Sutra, a necklace of auspiciousness very soon." Not knowing that actually the wives wear it for the husband. Krishna is very proudly saying, "There will be a time when I will have it for myself." Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has also described in his Padyavali that sometimes the motherly gopis would come around Krishna. Baby Gopal would be in the center, and the motherly gopis would ask him, "Kwananam, Kwanayanam, Kwanasika." "Oh Krishna, we will ask you different parts of the body and you have to point to them. The corresponding parts that we ask for, you have to use your index finger and you have to point all of them." Krishna would say, "Okay. Kwananam, oh Krishna, where is your face?" So the games that the mothers and the fathers play with kids here is actually a reflection of what happens there, not the other way. So Rupa Goswami describes the motherly gopis would ask Gopal, "Where is your face?" And Krishna would go, "Face. Oh, good job. Kananam, Kwanayanam. Oh, Krishna, where are your eyes?" And Krishna would say, "Eyes. These are my eyes. Kwananam, Kwanayanam, Kwanasika. Oh, Gopal, where is your nose?" And Krishna would say, "That is easy. This is my nose." And they would ask, "Where are your ears?" And Krishna would say, "These are my ears. But I still don't have them as big as Ganesh. I still have very small ears." And then finally Mother Yashoda would say, "Okay, where is your belly?" And Krishna would say, "This is my belly." "Where are your feet?" "These are my feet." "Then where are your teeth?" And Krishna would put, Rupa Goswami says, Krishna would put his finger in his mouth. And he would smile and he would say, "Oh Yashoda, that's one part I haven't developed yet. I don't have teeth in my mouth. Just one or two, that's all. Not much. One day it's described by one of the Braj Bhasha poets in the line of Sripad Vallabhacharya in the Pushti Marg, that when Krishna was 3 years old, he was at the Goshala, at the cowshed, and he was petting a calf. And suddenly he opened the mouth of the calf, and the calf had mouth full of teeth. And Krishna started weeping. He wept and wept and wept. And Yashoda Rani picked him up and said, Krishna, what happened? Why are you crying? Krishna said, I have been cheated. I have been cheated. I am 3 years old and I have only 3 teeth in my mouth. And look at this calf. He's 3 years old and his mouth is full of teeth. This is not right. This is injustice. The Creator has cheated me. Yashoda Rani says, you're comparing yourself to a calf. You'll grow your teeth soon. You're a human being. You're not a calf. And then as Krishna started to walk, such sweet pastimes, Yashoda Rani taught him hospitality. She taught him how to take care of guests. Why? Because in Braj culture, the door is always open. Guests keep coming in and out throughout the day. Your neighbors, your relatives, they're always there. And Nanda Maharaj has so many brothers, so their children and their wives, and they're always coming in. So Mother Yashoda taught Krishna, oh Gopal, okay, I'm going to name different things in my kitchen, and the thing that I name, you have to go and bring it, so that I know you recognize the word and the object. Krishna said, done. Yes, good. I will do it. Mother Yashoda said, go and get me a plate. A little plate to eat from. Krishna said, that's simple. He would walk. And as he would walk, his ankle bells would jingle, and he would walk and walk and walk, go up to the kitchen and pick a plate and bring it back to Yashoda Rani. He said, look, I got a plate for you. Yashoda Rani would say, good job. Now go and get a spoon. Now go and get a little cup. And Krishna would go and get a spoon and a little cup in the same order that he's been ordered. And Mother Yashoda kind of keeps increasing the intensity or the difficulty level. And then finally she says, go and get that water pot. Traditionally in Vrindavan, they would have water pots. You drink water from a water pot. So Krishna, go bring a water pot. And now that's heavy. So Krishna would go there. Balaram is strong, so he can lift things up with one hand. So Krishna tries to do the same, but he can't. So he tries to pick it up with his left hand. He can't. So he puts it down, tries to lift it up with his stronger hand, right hand. He can't. Then he tries to pick it up with both his hands. He can, but he can't balance it. So he takes support of his pot belly. So he takes one pot and keeps it on another pot. Our acharyas describe baby Gopal picks up the pot, balances on his little pot belly, and then he takes 2 steps. Then he gets tired. He puts the pot down, embraces the pot, and comes running back. And he tells Mother Yashoda, I tried. I can't bring it. I lifted it, took 2 steps, put it down, embraced it, and I came back. So whenever Mother Yashoda would tell Krishna things which are very heavy, he would just go, touch, and come and tell Mother Yashoda, I touched. I couldn't lift it, but I touched. Krishna performed such sweet pastimes and melted the heart of Yashoda Rani and Nanda Maharaj. But alas, 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 when Krishna was 10 years and 7 months, Akrura came. Akrura came to Vrindavan. And Srila Rupa Goswami describes, it was almost like the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Vrindavan is like a milk ocean. There are so many cows, so many calves. Vrindavan is like a milk ocean. And Akrura came in like the mountain, the Mandara mountain, which was used in churning the milk ocean. The big mountain was used to churn the milk ocean. Akrura was that mountain who came in. On one side were the Brajbasis, on the other side was Kamsa. 2 sides are churning this ocean of milk. Brajbasis don't want Akrura to take Krishna away, and Kamsa wants Akrura to bring Krishna out. So that churning is causing poison to rise, the poison of separation from Krishna. When the churning of the milk ocean took place, the poison that manifested, Lord Shiva could gulp, Lord Shiva could drink it. But this poison of separation from Krishna that the residents of Vrindavan faced, even Lord Shiva couldn't drink it. Therefore, he eternally lives in Vrindavan in so many forms, trying to pacify the Brajbasis. Rupa Goswami describes, Akrura came in like the mountain, and he established himself in the ocean of milk called Vrindavan and churned it, and the poison of separation was inconceivable. It was intolerable, and the Brajbasis became poisoned by this separation. In front of everyone, Akrura snatched and dragged Krishna and Balaram on his chariot from the lives of the Brajbasis. Mother Yashoda stood like a painted picture outside the house, the palace of Nanda Maharaj, as she saw her Krishna, the life air in her body being taken away by Akrura, just like Yamaraj sends Yamadutas to snatch the soul away from the body. It was like Kamsa was Yamaraj, sending in Akrura, who's the Yamaduta, putting the noose of his chariot and pulling Krishna and Balaram, who are like the soul and the super soul, out of the body called Vrindavan. And as Krishna was being taken out, the Brajbasis fainted. Rupa Goswami describes, as Krishna left Vrindavan, anxiety, mental agony, mental pain, bewilderment, confusion, all of that hit the hearts of the Brajbasis. When Indra threw his thunderbolts, Krishna protected Brajbasis. But now that Krishna has thrown the thunderbolt of separation, who can protect the Brajbasis? It is described by Sri Rupa Goswami. In separation from Krishna, the Brajbasis stopped to eat. Sleep became absent in their life. They stopped to drink, they stopped to eat. Their bodies became so thin and emaciated. They stopped to speak. Their eyes were closed and running tears in separation. They looked like yogis living in the forests, giving up food, giving up breathing, giving up speaking, completely in contemplative meditation of the Lord of their life. For 100 years of separation, the Brajbasis continued to have hope against hope that Krishna will return. Rupa Goswami has very beautifully described that the Brajbasis were like lotus flowers. Dear devotees, in the hearts of your hearts, please take this transcendental, devotional, poetic metaphor. Rupa Goswami says, Vrindavan was like a water pond, and the Brajbasis were like lotus flowers in that water pond. And in separation, which was like the summer afternoon sun rays, the water pond of Vrindavan had dried up. The lotuses had completely become shriveled and wilted away. And now they were taking shelter of the mud. The lotuses of the hearts of the Brajbasis had dipped themselves into the mud, which is the mud of hope that Krishna will return. Finally, Krishna sent Uddhava. That didn't work, and now he's sending his older brother Balaram. And when Balaram comes to Vrindavan, Nanda and Yashoda pick Balaram and place him on their lap and embrace him and bathe him with their tears, telling Balaram, "Oh Balaram," in this verse. Could we go to the previous verse, the third verse, just the translation? Just the translation of the third text. Yes, in this verse, Nanda and Yashoda tell Balaram, "May you and Krishna rule Vrindavan and protect us." The inner meaning is, may you return. May you take over the royal throne of Nanda Maharaj and protect all of us and live with us for all times to come. We can't tolerate this separation. Please tell Krishna to return and protect our life heir. Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki. The aim of our life is to feel an atomic particle of this separation in our life. Shri Shri Radha Golokananda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande.
Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Agom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Pasyan Dipan Kayanti Jiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Govindam Adi Purusham.
Namago Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Deve Gorvani Macha Naked Sesha Shunyavare Vasyajales Jarine Namaste Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadada Siva Sade Gaurvata Vrinda Shri Krishna Nityananda Brahma Nityananda Dvaita Gadada Siva Sade Gaurvata Vrinda Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Dvaita Gadada Siva Sade Gaurvata Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hey, Radhe, Jayatre, hey, Jayom, Vishnupad, Paramahamsa, Victoria, also tell us that the Shima, His divine grace, Abhaya Charanam, Bhakti Vanga Dosa, Srila Prabhupada,
Namakari Bahudan Nija Sarva Shaktis Yatrapita niyamita smaranena kala etadrishita vakripa bhagavan mamapi durdaiva midrishami hajjani nanuraga trinadapi sunichena tarorapi suhishuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamae Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Tvai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripayata Vabada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadrashim Vachintaya Nayanam Gladashu Daraya Varanam Gad Gad Duridaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanamagrahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishava Padamartam Anastumam Adarshanam marmahata karotuva yatatava vidadatu lampato mat prananatastusa eva napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the man. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Oh, my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you've invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh, my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servant. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh, Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he's always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally.